All right, team. Been a little bit since I did a full video breakdown. Just wanted to recap kind of Europe and first week formally in a 12-week training block. Just finished up a tempo run today. I was at 6:53 pace up and down the hill or the bridge, the Rickenbacker. 4.5 miles. First tempo run back in Miami, obviously, in the last 3 weeks. So dealing with the heat again. The summer heat is a bit different, very muggy. Definitely was not an enjoyable tempo this morning, but was sub 7, which I was happy about. Had a really good, and I did a short on it, the Yasso 800s again. Everything was sub 258, which I was thrilled about. Some of them even 246, 248. So really good week so far. I have 18 miles on tap for Saturday. Really planning on maybe 1 or 2 marathon pace miles there. So essentially week 1, I mean, coming off of Europe, I'm very happy that I was able to do 16 and a half in France. I mean, that boardwalk was absolutely amazing. If you're a runner, if you're an endurance sport person, I highly suggest going to Nice. They have a triathlon store. They have I think it was called Café du Cycliste, right on the port there. Very welcoming to endurance athletes. The bike lanes are huge. There's like one separate bike lane, and then there's also a bike lane on the street. The Tour de France is coming. I think today's the 18th. Yeah, I think it's 19. So they're going to be going through there. It was so cool to watch them set up. They had the flags. They had the chairs painted. The polka dots, the green sweater and the yellow sweater, or green jersey, yellow jersey. Awesome time. I mean, the Monopoly run in Italy was just vineyards and olive groves and just flat, no car terrain. Very hot actually too. So I got some good weather through that. Was able to run in Boston at the beach as well. So definitely have had no lack of solid running environments. But now it's just kind of sharpening the pencil and getting ready for Chicago. I think this week was really an eye-opener for me just because I haven't been on a track and I haven't done speed work or like tempo or track in the last 2.5 weeks, and it's probably the longest time I've taken off since the 2 weeks after Eugene. So I feel it in my calves a little bit. I felt it this morning. I was a little lethargic. It took me a bit longer to get going and get excited. Still waiting on another pair of on-cloud clips to come through, so I'm excited for using those throughout the block. Kind of wearing out some Nike Pegasus right now, the 40s, which are awesome shoes. They're very durable, they're neutral, they're just kind of right down the middle, which I like. I'm trying to think. I think this weekend, the mentality going into 18 miler is minimize stopping, no pits, just drink water on the run. I'm gonna have my Nathan handheld, obviously my Garmin heart rate monitor. I'll probably run in some tights. I'll probably use like 5 goos. I've been go-to strawberry banana goo for a year and a half now. It's what I like. My stomach agrees with it. I usually do a pasta dinner on Friday night. I try and get to bed early. I think the biggest thing is eating and sleeping. If you can get, like last night, I was up at 5 a.m. this morning. It is now just before 8. And I got 7.5 hours of sleep, over an hour of deep sleep, over an hour of REM sleep. Ate relatively early, so I didn't feel bloated going to bed. I've got, and you can see the link in my bio on my channel, I got sponsored by Nutri meals, which so far have been awesome. They have breakfast, they have lunch, they have dinner, they have snacks, they have smoothies, they have bulk orders where you can do like a pound of ground beef, a pound of chicken, a pound of veggies, pound of sweet potatoes, and just kind of make your own meals that way. Super easy. They come once a week. I've been able to do something with them, so they're giving me 10 meals a week through Chicago, which we're about 12 weeks out, so the timing works well. I just had banana protein pancakes and a couple strips of turkey bacon. Last night I had turkey tips and salmon with peach salsa and rice, so I had 2 meals or a meal and a half. My girlfriend had some of the other one. But what else? I mean, I think it's more just mentality now. It's reset button in my brain. It's not like off time anymore. It's really trying to grow and train, but also be mindful that it is a 12-week block, and like there's gonna be travel this time around. There's gonna be a few more obstacles, I guess to say. With the training block. I mean, Eugene was pitch perfect. Like I didn't leave the state really besides one weekend, and I changed my long run one time. So I really was consistent every Saturday for 16 weeks. I think that's a huge thing with people. Like they want to run a marathon, they want a PR, and they want to be great, but they don't have, they lack discipline down the stretch, or they lose energy, or they get injured, and they're not taking care of their small stuff, the mobility stuff. I try and do cat cows, I try and do fire hydrants, band work, roll out every single morning before a key workout. So a key workout being track, tempo, or long run. I have to do those things. I'm getting back into the 8-minute abs every day routine. To stabilize my core. These are things over the last 2 months that I hadn't really done. I took, quote unquote time off. I was still plugging in 25 to 35 miles a week, but it was maintenance miles, as I like to call them. It was, so today didn't hurt as bad. And I feel like, you might go trend upwards until peak time for Eugene, and then you dip a little bit, but you might have started here for Eugene, peaked here for Eugene, and then you take some maintenance miles, and instead of going back down to here, the maintenance miles might get you here, and then you're starting for Chicago and going up. So at least that's how I mentally played in my head. I think that's a big thing too, is like the mentality part, right? Like when you're training, you have to be intentional of growth, and you have to be intentional of speed and understanding that it takes more power to run a better marathon. You got to understand your surroundings, right? Like in Chicago, I may be in Corral A, I may be in Corral B, I don't know, but there's gonna be thousands of people. Whereas Eugene, yes, there was thousands of people, but it was manageable, and I got out of the peloton of people, even though that's for bikers. I'm using it as Tour de France, but I got out of the bubble of the glob at a reasonable time, and it didn't affect my mileage, and it didn't affect my energy levels through meandering around all these people that were slower or just started slower. So really interested to see how the rest of this block goes. I think that I'm just equally as motivated. It's really cool to have a sponsorship or someone sending me food and keeping me fueled through the way. It just makes my life a little bit easier. I think that I have a wedding in Canada. I have some other trips. I'll be back and forth from Miami to Canada quite a bit over the next few weeks. So I think that will, or months. So that will definitely play a role in it. Utilize your run club, utilize your track club, utilize the people, your training buddies. I think that is so understated in this space. Like if you can chase somebody, or you can have someone that is right there with you, and you're kind of going back and forth on workouts, it's just so helpful. Like you can't do it on your own. I've had a lot of workouts recently on my own, and what I try to do is just be in tune with how my body feels and how I'm reacting, and how my lungs feel, my breathing, my posture, my stride length, like what muscles hurt more than others. Like today it was my calves. Sometimes it's been a little bit of the bottom of my left foot that's been aching. But it's a lot harder to kind of race against yourself, but some people don't have a choice. So I think the other thing I want to get into, and I was thinking about it today on my cool down, was like running versus training. And I know I did a video on it when I first had started my channel like 6 or 8 months ago, but I think there's a huge, like people can think that they're training, but there's there's a spectrum of training in my eyes, where it's like serious training, where it's like people who really want to PR, they want to BQ, they want to take it to the next level, they want to be like not an elite, but like an amateur that is like polished, and then there's people who are training because it's a hobby, and then there's somewhat people in the middle, and it really depends. But it's definitely, everyone's seen the renaissance of running and how social it is, and how, you know, you go to run club to meet your girlfriend or your boyfriend or your husband, your wife, whatever. You bring your dog, like you go get a free snack because they're, you know, partnered with someone. And that's a great thing. I'm not dogging that. I just think that it's hard to, like, there's times where I want to run socially, but you have to pick those runs, and you also have to probably add on to those runs. So, for example, if my key workouts are early in the morning, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the morning on Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, as much as I would want to go to a social run on a Wednesday night to see people and just talk and catch up and get motivated or whatever, on a Wednesday night, like, I'm gonna get home, I'm gonna eat, it's gonna be 10 o'clock, and then I'm gonna have to wake up at 5 for my next workout on tired legs. Like, I would rather save that, do my Wednesday workout, Z2, in the morning, so I have that recovery time. So I think these are all things that I think about, and maybe people do. I'm sure elite level athletes do. I think some people, you know, they think they can recover better than others. Like, I also cut out alcohol for the most part. If not all, like, I really haven't drank very much this year compared to other years of my life. It's just, it's what I want to do to qualify for Boston, and 2:59 is not going to cut it. So, anyways, week one, yeah, so really great performance. Tempo today, as good as it could be, 6:53 through 4.5. You had a big Rickenbacker bridge in there. It was hot. Tired legs, or sore legs rather. I'll probably put on about 42 to 45 miles this week. I have a rest day tomorrow. I'll hit the gym. I'll do some bike. I'll do some abs and some lifting. And Saturday's long run. So probably gonna take it relatively casual throughout my long run. But we'll see. That's the update for week one. We'll get you on a short probably after the long run on Saturday. I got some chores to do, and I'm gonna pig out. So looking forward to that, and staying here for the next 3 weeks. That's what we have.